Guys, what is up? Sorry for the wait. Little bit of a delay, but you know how that goes sometimes, especially when I haven't really been all that active lately, even though I did promise content at the beginning of the year. But I'm here. I've got content to talk about, or at least anime to talk about. I know that I have been gaming for the most part, but the channel is primarily a YouTube anime channel because I do love anime quite a bit. And we do have a new season to talk about with new shows. Typically, I would have gone and done a kind of pre uh pre-season show pick, but right now I'm just playing it by ear. Well, playing it by ear, more like choosing a show based off of the front artwork or something that I already know and just watching it. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. I use a site called AnyList. So if you're looking to kind of uh be more what's the word, have a list of your animes in order, or wanting to know what's coming out for the season, AnyList has been pretty good. I stay on there fairly regularly, looking for new shows. um so the way that this works is I don't choose shows that either it's a season 2 of, and I didn't see season 1 because I just, if I get time to go back and watch a season 1 and then get caught up, it happens sometimes. Sometimes we just have a season where it's pretty light and lackluster, but I don't typically choose those shows. Romance shows I stay away from as well, just because they all seem to follow the same trope, and they don't tend to bring anything new to the table. Um, and just about every time that I've chosen tried to choose a romance, it just doesn't. It's like, yeah, seen it. Guy, girl, will he, won't they? Um, is it good drama? Sure, but it does tend to just follow the same script over and over, it seems like to me. Trying to remember some of the other things that I don't typically choose. Uh like overly etchy shows too, I'll skip because the very rarely do we get any kind of etchy show that is good. It just tends to be about like the ooh woos and the oh woos and the ada ada. So I just, I don't watch them. I think that's about it. So with that, we'll just move on into what I'm watching or plan to try to keep up with, and maybe pick a few that I haven't seen yet but look interesting. Now Solo Leveling season 2. Read the manhwa, watched season 1. Unfortunately, season 1 was just a little meh to me. It it didn't do enough, I feel, to pull me in. And I have started season 2 because I am like, there are a few things that I'm I'm looking forward to seeing get animated. The problem is I think that they have completely messed up the pacing with season 2, and they are just head on into fight after fight after fight, and they're not really trying to build the story or slow it down to help build the story at all. But it's gonna be Soul Leveling was a decent shonen uh when the for the first season. And I mean, so far it's the first couple episodes. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's exactly what you want. It's the fighting, but I, there's this thing in episode two, two, three, and geez, I just watched it this morning. Where they fight some ice elves, and like I don't feel they really captured that fight as well as the manga did. And it's I don't know, it's almost, to me, if they don't slow it down and start building on some of the story, this is just going to be the fight anime. Like, here's a fight, here's a little bit of story, and here's the next fight, and there's no build up to any of these fights, and the gravity of each fight just isn't there. It's literally like the studio's just trying to rush to the next cool fight to try to keep you entertained. And that's kind of sad, because that's really not what the manhwa was about. But we'll see. Apothecary Diaries season 2. Didn't watch season 1, so not worried about it. Dr. Stone. It's Dr. Stone's Dr. Stone. It's I don't think it's been good since season 2, but oh well. I know there's a big fan base for this, but it really has just it's fallen off for me. The 100 Girlfriends. This was that ecchi genre that I was talking about. Just not for me. My Happy Marriage. I do want to get to this at some point. The season 1 was really nice, but I was watching this with my wife, and because she doesn't typically have time to, when I have the time to sit down and watch stuff, like, she was enjoying this, I was enjoying this. I wanted this to be one that we watched together. I think we got 3-4 episodes in, and then we just kind of lost track of time, and the season moved on, or the year moved on, and we just never went back to it. So I do want to watch or get to this, but right now, not watching season 2. Don't know anything about this one. Sinshu, I did see a few clips of this. It looked really good. I'm not really sure what it's about. Let's see. After graduating from high school, Natsuko Hirosh. I'm butchering that name. Starts her career as an animator. Her talent quickly flourishes, and she makes her debut as a director in no time. Her first anime becomes a massive hit, sparking a special phenomenon and earning her recognition as an up-and-coming genius director. Her next project is set to be a romantic comedy movie themed around the first love. However, having never been in love herself, Natsuko struggles to understand the concept of first love, and as a result, she's unable to create the storyboard, causing the movie production to come to a standstill. Okay, this should fall in... Oh, being done by Mappa, so you know the animation's going to be good. Comedy romance. So this is one of those ones that I will say It's one of those romance, like I was saying earlier, that it's got to be different, it's got to be interesting to really catch my attention and make me want to watch it. And this one really seems to be that. Like, not only is the animation, like I said, I've seen a few clips from it so far. Not only is the animation really good, but it's very different. It's not a will she won't she story. It's that, oh, you have this person that needs to write a romance but has never been in love. So it's going to be like it's got like there's struggles, there's interesting things all around. And just looking at the trailer again, you're going to get kind of that neat fantasy animation. And with Mappa heading it up and Twin Engines and all them, you can I can definitely be reassured that the animation is not going to be bad, uh, outside of the clips that I've already seen of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll be anime of the year, but it's going to be interesting to watch. And now I wait for that to boot up. Yep, there we go. Honey Lemon Soda, JC Staff. I actually like JC Staff as a studio. I'm not exactly sure what this is. In middle school, nicknamed Stone, in order to change herself, she enrolled in Ichimitsu High School, known for its culture of liberty, student culture of student liberty. Jesus, can't speak. Seated and in the desk next to her is the same class is Akei Miura, a coolly free-willing boy with lemon-colored hair. In truth, Uka met Kei once in middle. Just words. Yet someone Kei starts to look after Kei and Kuroda gradually begins to fit with her classmates, but Uka's world is gradually changing with Kei's. Yeah, this just like this is exactly one of those typical romance animes that I would just I won't worry about. Even though JC staff like TMS Productions, Crunchyroll, Fuji TV, just Studio Pierrot, uh, all great production studios, but yeah, this is just not. This isn't going to hold my attention, and I know that because of just being just watching as much anime as I have. This is just not one of those ones. It's going to be a typical will he won't she love story. And again, good for some people, not for someone who watches anime and talks about it on YouTube. Um Unless this is just your genre. But yeah, I don't have any interest in that one. Granted, sounded interesting. Let's see. Cloverware Sakura creates. I may be a guild recep. Oh, this is that guild receptionist show. Alenia thought she had found the perfect job as a guild receptionist. It's stable, safe, and has a super cute uniform. But this dream gig turns into an overtime nightmare whenever adventurers get stuck clearing a dungeon. Tired of the long nights, Alenia starts taking down the bosses herself. She even earns the name Executioner for her impressive skills. Can she keep her identity a secret? Now this does sound a little interesting. The guild receptionist basically becoming an adventurer and trying to not work overtime because of incompetent adventurers. I haven't seen this yet, but this might go on a list and be interesting to watch. Hello, who was doing Cloverworks was doing it. Okay. So that's gonna be that's gonna have some decent animation to it. Ecchi Romance. Nah. Good on that one. Possibly greatest alchemist of all time. Adventure fantasy. See, this honestly, this is another one. The adventure fantasy genre is it's like it's the same trope over and over and over and over, like elves and shit like that. It is really starting to wear on me, and the whole fantasy worlds, they don't do anything really interesting with them. Like they're not. Oh man, if you ask me, if you're doing an adventure fantasy anime, yes, you're going to have your dragons, your elves, you know, the typical uh fantasy fanfare. But but you don't have to just stick with them every episode. There is a ton of material out there. Pick up an HR Geiger book. Pick up a Dungeons and Dragons book. Go online and look at some of the really weird fantasy stuff that people are creating. It it really could just go a lot deeper. I mean, it's fantasy. Um the original Bastard, not the remake from last year, but the original Bastard had oh, what's its freaking name? It's been so long since I've looked at this stuff. The damn ball with eyes. Shit. I can't remember its freaking name. Anyways, that thing. That thing's really cool and has a lot of lore. Liches, although liches are starting to get used a little bit more. Liches are really cool. Mind flares, just tons of fantasy creatures that are out there that just don't get utilized because I don't know, maybe they're not known or people aren't aware of them. But like, let's get a little more fantasy in our fantasy. Elves, cat girls, you know, they're all great, but it is getting old. Because what? That's not the only yep. Not the only high fantasy show that's going to be this season. I have a crush at work. Again, romance. Skipping it. Mystery Slice of Life. Amika MD Doctor Detective. Now this kind of sounds or looks interesting. Tin Ikai General Hospital's Supervisory Department of Diagnostics Pathology. This is female anime house. Like, don't even have to get past most of that, but this is anime house, which is kind of cool because if you actually look at House was a into anime, so full circle. Handles cases other physicians deemed too difficult to treat. It's also where bizarre mysteries surface, from unexplained illnesses to strange murders even the police can't solve. At the center of it all is Toka Amiku, a brilliant doctor determined to reveal the shocking truth behind these anomalies. See, I like all that. This is going to have to be a watch for me. Like, I really need to go watch this. I've got like 4 days off. I will catch up on this and have more to say about it, but it sounds really interesting. And in all honesty, I'm not even all that worried about who's animating it. Project 9 Studios. What have they done? Maybe why does nobody remember? Okay, so that was from last year. That was decent. Bottom tier character now. Oh, they butareba. Isekai Pig. Love this show. This was a fun show. I don't know why most of the people that I know dropped it. This was an interesting and different isekai. Like, we're getting all the isekais of like weird stuff. Why not just have an ordinary pig isekai? Let's see, the vampire shut-in thing. Oh, they did Tiny Senpai too. Oh, they did Love After World Domination. Okay. Okay, they got some anime under their belt. Let's see. Sam, what's up, man? Nice to have you here. Yeah, yeah, it's been a minute, man. Been training at my new job, and I've got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks, and I can finally start making my own kind of schedule. Hopefully, I can get some more streams going, and just get kind of more back into a routine for the anime and the gaming stuff. But it's nice to have you here, man. Mandate. We going on a mandate. What up, brother? Let's see. Another high fantasy anime. I swear, for me, these just really fall into the same as a romance. Like, it's got to be doing something different for me to actually care to watch it. Skill fruits. So let's see. One Piece. Grant special powers. Light. A boy who seeks to become the world's greatest adventurer obtains the brackets fruits. How the fuck if I know? Bogus skill specialized in fruit cultivation that is completely useless in combat. Eating a second skill fruit results in death, so there are no do-overs. Meanwhile, his childhood friend Reina, who promised to become an adventurer with him, achieves S rank in record time, and the gap between them widens. Light spends his days farming and training with a sword, but one day he accidentally eats a second skill fruit. Why am I not dying? Oh, interesting. This guy gets to eat a second fruit. Light avoids certain death and learns the incredible true power of the brackets fruit skill. He can eat as many skill fruits as he wants. His overpowered ability allows him to gain the ability every time he eats one. For an ultimate number of times, unlimited number of times, the worst skill ever is actually the best skill. Imagine that. Well, at least it doesn't fall into the isekai genre. It just is an OP anime. Oh dear lord, I can't with this. That just seems meh to me. Like very mediocre. Is there an anime that you can recommend? Oh yeah, dude, channel littered with anime recommendations. I have a few shorts that I made a few years ago, like top tier anime. One, some of them were just to make shorts, but there is a lot. Like most of it, there is stuff that I would recommend. But so I don't when I recommend anime, I don't just recommend anime based off of a. And by the way, welcome Woke Breaker. No, Channing is sexy as hell, and he got to be Gambit, so fuck you. um, but no, so when I do anime recommendations, I definitely go. I try to get to know the person, and I get to know what they like. Like if you like romance, if you like action, if you like heavy story, things like that. And there are animes that I can recommend, and then the like also depends on the era. Like, are you okay with older anime? Are you okay with newer anime? Stuff like that. Like, I could recommend things that I like, but your taste might not line up with my taste. What are you going to do this live? This right here, uh, like talking about anime and stuff like that. I know you found me through gaming, but that's really what the channel has always been about. It's well, I say always. It's something that I decided back at the beginning of 2022, I believe it was, to really be a more anime focused channel. Because like I I probably do need to create some kind of gaming channel, but I don't do enough gaming to really warrant trying to keep up with that. And it's just as easy to take the gaming stuff like down when I'm done streaming it. That's why I don't have any real clips up of gaming. But anime is really something that I really love. I feel there's always something new happening with it and going on. The gaming the gaming stuff for me is just kind of a side thing. But there are some games coming out that I like. But it is primarily anime. And there's a lot that's happened in the last year with anime. Let's see. You like action anime? Oh man. Okay, so the next question is are you okay with like like how far would you be okay to go back? Can you go back to the 80s? Can you go to the 90s? Because those are that's another thing is I feel it's very important to ask that because some people they don't like the older stuff. Me personally, I can watch just about any era. Um I just have to I have to be in a certain mood to watch some of it. Like the remake of Dororo, uh Tezuka's Osama Tezuko. I'm completely out of it. But it's it's really good. Like it's got some deep stuff to it, and actually the remake's better than the original. What you think about that Naruto I have not picked it up yet, Woke Breaker, but I so I gotta get caught up on the main turtles, and I need to pick up that. I get paid tomorrow, and so I'm probably gonna go pick up at least the first issue of the Naruto Ninja Turtles, and probably get completely caught up on Turtles as a whole. So like behind on all that because like not to get into it too deep, but right when all that stuff started coming out, I lost my job and I couldn't justify buying comics like I was without without having any income. So I kind of put it to the side, and here we are at the end of January, and I'm just kind of starting to get stable again. Like I was saying, I've got like 2 weeks of training left before I'm on my own, and I can get back to making regular content. I can get back to buying stuff. Hell, in fact, my buddy Mandate in chat, we have a card collecting or a card channel based off of an anime card game called Union Arena. My wife has completely destroyed my space, but so Hunter x Hunter, which is actually on screen, is one of the properties in it. We have that, and he's been carrying that channel since I lost my job because he's an amazing person. It's called Tactical Shuffle if anyone's interested. But yeah, I haven't. Long story short, I've been too fucking broke to actually buy and read anything. Oh man. Have you watched Yes, actually I just got caught up on it. If you want my like kind of full opinion of it, go back to the beginning of the stream because that was the first one up for the season that I talked about. But just to keep it short and to the point, it's fine. Like I really enjoyed the manhwa more than I enjoyed the first season, and I feel they are speed running the second season and they're not letting anything build. So I'm not disappointed with it, but I wish they would slow it down just a little bit in order for us to get more of the story, get more of the nuances that's going on, and maybe even add some extra stuff that the manhwa didn't have, which makes that, well, the anime is worth watching because the fights are absolutely amazing. Like, you think the Egress fight was really cool at the end of last season? No, they've already topped the Egress fight with the ice elf fight. Like that I really feel topped it. I'm here for the crossover. Oh yeah. So leveling season 2 calls me to binge the entirety of the manga. Yes, dude, get to Ragnarok. Well, let's see. Hunter x Hunter is a definite action manga, Sam, that I would suggest. Jujutsu Kaisen's great for the action. I'm not so big on the story. My Hero, you know, I feel it's a hit or miss. I really did start falling off about season 4, season 5, but I keep going back to it. Demon Slayer's really good action. Attack on Titan's good action. Like this whole first roll, if you haven't seen any of them, really good. But and I'm gonna get butchered for this, but Attack on Titan, not much in way in story. Neither is Demon Slayer. Like that, I feel they're very shallow. Well, actually, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen, all these very shallow stories, if you ask me. My Hero does really good with world building, and then you when there becomes more of a focus on Midoriya, that's when the anime starts to get bad, and that's pretty bad considering Midoriya is the MC. One Punch Man is great. Don't take it too seriously. Just watch it for Saitama punching Sound of Ninja Sonico in the nuts. Um, season 1 is fun. That intro song gets you absolutely hyped. Season 2, it's okay. It's like yeah. Season 2 is really great. Yeah. Why is Attack on Titan not what like I I swear this like confuses me sometimes. Attack on Titan season 2. Just it's all Attack on Titan. Sword Art Online. I hate this because Mandate pointed it out to me. There's not really a lot of action, but when there is action, it's really good. Sword Art Online Alicization, I think is how you say that. I really think is the peak of the series. It's like you got season 1, then you got 3 seasons in between it, then you get Alicization, and that's really good. But then you also have Gun Gale, which actually just got a second season. So Sword Art's good. Sword Art's good. Like, I know it gets a lot of hate, but something popular is going to get hate. I mean, hell, I hate on Naruto and I hate on One Piece. Sue me. But Naruto has great fights, but I just don't think it's worth sitting through a lot of what Naruto is for each and every fight. One Piece, kind of the same. You could just go watch the fights and you're not. I swear, people will say it will go down as the most epic story of all time. No. The only reason I think One Piece even has any still real relevance is because it's never stopped. Again, I know I'm going to get hate for that. I don't care. I've talked ad nauseum about how I don't hate the big 3. What I hate is what they did. I like what they did for anime, but what they did to anime as well, because now it's like people compare everything to these 3 anime and they won't stop. They're like, oh, it's not as good as a Naruto. It's not as good as a One Piece. You know, it's like, yeah, they're not, it's not the same show. And One Piece is not peak. Naruto is not peak. You know, they're, in all honesty, with One Piece, the fact that it goes on as long as it is or has just means that there are more holes that you can poke into it. And that's one of my pet peeves about long running anime, is that they just start kind of repeating themselves. It's like, oh, here's a new power up and to defeat this boss, and then we'll never use it again. It starts to become really ridiculous at some point, and yeah, I don't understand why they have it go on so long, because they really could have had, like, Naruto could have ended in literally 100 episodes. I don't think we needed as many arcs as we got with it, because Naruto never really changed as a character. Luffy really hasn't changed as a character. And I could go on for days about Bleach. Sword Art Online is like an onion. It has layers and some of them are stinky if you leave it. Yeah. Won't listen to the Naruto slander. Yes, you will listen to the Naruto slander. I've got you on speed dial, motherfucker. If you won't listen to it here, I'll just call you up or come to your house. Kishimoto is a saint. Dude, I don't dislike Kishimoto. Like, I've said it before. Out of the big 3, I probably like Naruto the most. But Kishimoto, the more I look into this guy, the more I realize that he is just pulling from Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, which are 2 of my favorite animes of all time, and Togashi. and he just like he pulls a lot from Togashi. Um, but yeah, I'd personally not have clones in anime. It's why I don't gravitate towards the isekai that are just isekai. Yeah. You recommend an isekai anime? Trying to think. I'm trying to think of a really good one that has a lot of action. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, no way in hell this is the entirety of action. That doesn't seem right. Let's see. Do they have an isekai tag so it's easy to find? There we go. Action isekai. Let's do that. Mad Dog, what is happening? Prefer One Piece as far as the big three are concerned? Yeah, like, I mean, most people are going to prefer One Piece. I really think it. I think it resonates with a lot of people, and you know, it does do something a little bit different with being on the ocean and stuff like that, and dealing with pirates. But I really so my theory with long running stuff, like kind of with anything, is that Oda's story has been warped by the fans because I'm sure at some point Oda had an idea of what he wanted to do. But I also believe that when One Piece started getting as big as it was, or as big as it is, that fan theories, Oda started reading fan theories. And I really believe that in his head, those fan theories were better than what he had planned. And so now he has moved into just kind of doing fan theories because he like I feel this is the reason that it's lasted so long is he's rewritten that ending several times based off of where fan theories have been taking him. And I don't know if it's that he didn't have an idea or if it is that he wants to please the fans that have been with One Piece for so long. Now that's completely my own weird conspiracy theory about why One Piece has lasted so long and where it's going and why nothing makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, we're over 1,000 episodes in, and I harp on that. No one is trying to find out about devil fruit. Over 1,000 episodes, and no one knows where devil fruits come from. The one interesting character, well, I say interesting character, the one most annoying character being freaking Caesar Clown, who was actually doing research on devil fruit, but to clone devil fruit. You know what I'm saying? And it's yeah, it gets annoying to me. Other than that, my big three would be Gundam, Macross, and Votmos, with Votmos being the most loved anime. Oh yeah, I know you love you some Votmos, man. A mangaka pull from the giants doesn't take away what they did on the paper. It's like physics. They all stand on Newton and Einstein's shoulders. The giants are the yeah, like you're not wrong, man. They do like I'm not saying pulling from them is bad. So so I actually have a thing that I'm going to talk about a little bit later where somebody talks about Bleach and I kind of say the same thing. Like it's I'm not saying pulling from Togashi is bad, and I'm not saying that's what makes Naruto bad. You can be inspired by whatever you want to be inspired by. It's that execution that I feel is what comes off as either bad or not as a complete thought. Like if you just, and I don't want to use the word plagiarize because Kishimoto did not plagiarize, as far as I know, didn't plagiarize anything in Naruto. You know, it was his original works, and I, I am like those first couple of arcs is what has me with Naruto. Up to the tuning exams. The tuning exams was, I feel, some of the coolest parts of Naruto, and then after that, that it's like Naruto peaked at the tuning exams, and then it just really, really goes downhill. And this is why I also say that could have he could have really finished it in like, or the anime could have finished in 100 episodes if he had kind of uh, chilled with it. But yeah, it's standing on the shoulders, but not taking away from what they did. You know, it's that's at least that's what I think. It's just that when I compare the two, the execution just really, like, Sasuke's entire backstory really seems like it's Kurapika's backstory. And but Kurapika, I just felt, had a better backstory and had a better outcome for what he did, because I mean he got his revenge. He didn't have like his story really became complete. Sasuke's story wasn't like, Sasuke is a weird character in Naruto. It's like, yeah, he's the kind of the cooler character in Naruto, but he also just kind of doesn't have a purpose either. It's like, once his purpose to I, so here's the thing. Redeeming Itachi, and I'm kind of pulling this like off my head because I haven't thought too deeply into this, but here's my kind of initial thought. Redeeming Itachi was the worst thing that Kishimoto could have done for Sasuke. It was absolutely more acceptable for Itachi to be this bastard and this traitor to the village until you find out that oh my god, third Hokage, I can't remember his freaking name. Until you find out that like he basically put Itachi, like, the more the story went on, the more irredeemable the third Hokage became, and it kind of throws your view of him from the beginning of the anime all the way to the end of it, that the guy was just a real bastard, and he was completely okay with using kids to for his means of an ends missions. And it just like the third Hokage was just not a good person. Like, what he did with Itachi, just leaving like randomly throwing Naruto into a home by himself at like 10 and 11 or 12. I can't remember how old he was when he, because Naruto was older than most everybody, or most of the kids in his class, because he kept falling behind, if I remember right. But I'm completely rambling about Naruto now. Watch most of what is showing on the. Okay, so you've seen Tensura, Rise of Shield Hero, both very good. Not much of a ReZero fan. If you haven't seen Overlord, dude, Overlord, yes, very good, very, very good. My best D&D campaign was ripped from good media I was into at the time. Dude, yes, yeah, it's not bad to take inspiration from other things. It really is the execution. I try not to make that most of my arguments when it's like, oh, but why would you watch that when you could just watch this? It really isn't the same, and it does become a poor argument to use, but sometimes valid too. I feel like, especially when stuffs get like straight up ripped. The only homage worse than Hiruzen was Donzo. Oh, dude, freaking Donzo. What the site you're using right now? AnyList. Oh, okay, dude. So Saga of Tanya the Evil. I need to watch this myself, but the trailer makes me want to watch this. So this is an isekai. So the novel series centers on a young girl who fights on the front lines in war. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and nearly transparent white skin, and she flies through the air with mercilessly strikes down her opponents. Her name is Tanya Digirishefala, blah 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 blah. German name because I speak German, and she speaks with a young girl's lisp and commands the army. Tanya used to be one of Japan's elite officer workers, but because of a wrathful god, was reborn as a little girl. Tanya prioritizes optimization and carrier advance above all, and she will become the most dangerous entity among the Imperial Army's sorcerers. So, if you've not seen the saga of Tanya the Evil, you need to see the saga of Tanya the Evil. Let me know if y'all can hear this. I also not have this. There we go. Now maybe you can hear. Yeah, I think they are in season 5. Can you hear now? Still nothing. Damn. Let's see. That should fix it. I'll just do this weird thing. Still, Jesus. Yeah, I'm trying to
4月から放送開始。では放送まで。
shoot. Nah, I got so many freaking tabs going in my OBS. Sometimes things go weird. But I would definitely recommend, like, just the trailer makes me want to watch that. I need to take the time and sit down and actually watch it. Oh, now you can hear. Okay. Let's see, but yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil, definitely recommend. Like, haven't even watched it, but looks great. How old is that actually? I feel like it's an older anime. It's 2017, so it's about 10 years old, but not super old. Let's see. I hear Eminence and Shadow is good. I can't get behind it. Like 3, 4 episodes in, I was done. Um, I don't know what the appeal of it is. Log Horizon, very good. I'm actually doing a rewatch of that. No Game No Life, really enjoy it. I love that kind of genre. Horror anime. Oh, Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy, very good as well. Have somewhat been watching Recreators. Horror animes. Man, if we're talking horror, we really got to go back. Like, there is, to me, there is no real good modern horror animes. They're just a little too, what's the word? They're a little too sanitary, I would say. Um, like, we would really have to go back to the 80s. Let's see. And unfortunately, I'll have to go like year by year because nothing really like comes to mind as far as horror anime. It like not a name per se, or things that I wouldn't really consider horror. Uh, Finished all season 2 of Eminence and Shadow. Have you watched the daily life of the Immortal King? I have not. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to check that out. But like 80s and 90s, I think are going to have the better horror animes. Like, see, Guyver. For some reason, this site, which if I didn't mention, the site's AnyList is what I use. Um, they have Guyver's horror. I really like, as far as kind of gore. Yes, Guyver has the gore, but it's not horror. Like, when I think horror, I'm like thinking old kind of slasher movies, suspense, stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's really like anime. Anime does horror kind of differently. Like it's really more about the gore and the blood more than it is about the suspense and the making you feel terrified. Um Akira, which honestly, if I'm doing format, I'd be doing like, if I did horror, it'd have to be in a movie. Episodic horror to me doesn't work. So I would definitely be looking for like movies in these eras, which doesn't seem to be a lot. God dang. Why? Why are we like getting shafted? Like, horror in anime just doesn't seem to go well, I guess. That's super odd. Okay, Ninja Scroll, still not horror though, but I think you get what I'm saying. Is that it's hard to recommend a horror anime. Do not watch Geno Cyber. This anime is trash. It's got some good animation, but it is so stupid. Like I hate OVAs like that. Okay, Memories is pretty good. Memories has Memories is kind of a what's it called? Uh not episodic. It's kind of a compilation, and two of the animes in it, Metallic Rose and Stink Bomb. So Stink Bomb's not a horror anime, per se. But Metallic Rose, I would really put kind of in that same movie genre as Event Horizon. Uh, uh, it's like a space horror where you're trapped in one place and you can't really get out. But Metallic Rose, like if you like Event Horizon, if you like games like Dead Space, this one's really, 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 really good. But yeah, Memories, definitely, definitely recommend that. And that's probably where you're gonna find most of the good horror is in stuff like that. Uh, don't really know any of those. X again, when I consider it horror, but is good, is a good. I feel there's one that I'm forgetting about, and I'm actually Yo. Yo's a pretty decent horror. I actually have the one shirt that I've ever found of it. This is pretty good. Hell Teacher Noob, Hell Teacher Noob, which is actually getting a remake. It's pretty cool little horror. Vampire Princess was okay. I A lot of people love the 97 Berserk. Not a fan of it myself. Like the animation is okay, but it's unfortunately the anime just like probably heard it a million times. Berserk animes are never good. Don't know why. Don't know why they just can't do a good Berserk anime, but whatever. Perfect Blue. Okay. I cannot recommend Perfect Blue enough. Perfect Blue is an extremely good suspense horror anime. Although I will say that spoilers are warning that there is a grape scene in there. So if it's something that is triggering for you, probably skip it unless you can kind of separate yourself from the media. But Perfect Blue is actually anything Satoshi Kon is really really good as far as horror go nows that I'm thinking about, and I don't know why I'm not recommending that, because Satoshi Kon is like probably the master of anime horror. Blue Gender was okay, and at this point I'm just kind of going with what they have, just because it's probably the closest that you're going to get to horror within anime. Let's see. Like I said, Satoshi Kon. What was that damn series that he did? I can't think of it right now, and I actually own it. Although it's been a very long time since I've seen it. What was that stupid show? I know it was in the 2000s. Oh my god. Paranormal Agent, that's what it was. Oh wow, we had like Monster to me is not horror. I don't know why people like Monster. I think I got 20 episodes into this and I'm so freaking bored. Elfin Lane, Elfin Lane was okay. Gantz, not horror. Gantz, not horror. Still love Gantz. Wish it would come back. But yeah, I'd say look for anything Satoshi Kon. He's gonna do it. Blood, the animation, the one from the 80s or the 90s, I think it was. When They Cry typically tends to be a pretty decent series, and I am completely rambling now, aren't I? Huh, didn't know that existed. Interesting. Love me some Resident Evil 4. I don't know, at this point, I'm just trying to look for Paranormal Agent. Trying to remember when the hell it came out. Zombie Lone was fun. It did not come out in 2008. Okay. Now we're just going to typing it in. Unless I'm completely Paranoia Agent, not Paranormal Agent. Oh, there it is. I need to know when it came out now. 2004. I knew it wasn't that late. But yeah. You want me to look up, what was it? The Daily Life of the Immortal King? The Daily Life of the Immortal King. Oh, wow, that has some seasons. Yeah, I've not seen this. When did this come out? 15 episodes, 18 minutes, status finished. Oh, 2020. 2020. Let's see, what is this? Wang Ling is a high school student with a cool and carefree demeanor, coming off as someone with a very low spiritual force. He actually possesses a power capable of destroying the world at a moment's notice. To mitigate the violent force within him, his parents have resorted to using an amulet as a temporary solution. However, the amulet weakens over time, and Wang Ling's emotions also accelerate its deterioration. Now, with the amulet on the verge of breaking, Wang Ling and his father race against time to order to fix it. Question is why do they wait so long? Finished all the seasons? Kai. Does it have a trailer? Trailer is unavailable. Boo. Boo for no trailer. Boo. Well, shoot. Let's see. What genres does this fall in? Action, adventure, comedy, fantasy, slice of life. Producers Billy. Oh yeah. Chinese the Chinese YouTube where you can watch all your anime needs. Billy's weird. I've been on it a few times. But now that we've sufficiently derailed the stream, let's go back and get back on track for some of the seasonal talk. Let's see. Even given the worthless, no, not interested in another appraisal skill. This one does look kind of cool considering it's a adventure drama. And for some reason, the name is just speaking to me. Throughout the land that the wielder of this black sword draws his dark blade, all who stand in his path are torn asunder. Coinzel, the mysterious young boy who carries the black sword, undeniably wields it with exceptional skill, but can he truly be responsible for the bloody rumors? Pursued by the traitorous lances, four powerful warriors who were thought to be having defeated by the seven heroes, the strength of the young swordsman will be tested to its limit. At battle's end, only the shocking truth of Conzel's quest will stand above the corpses of his enemies. Another revenge type story, seems like. Seems real bloody, though. Action, adventure, drama, edgy fantasy. Oh, favorite anime of all time? Yu Hakusho, hands down. Like, I ain't even joking, man. Like, all the books right here, this is the entirety of the Yu Hakusho manga. I actually need to go through I want to go and do a second read through of it. Like, I've been planning on some content with manga. This actually looks pretty good. Who's doing the animation? Don't know either of them. Don't look too bad. Oh gosh, Behiniko, the elf girl's cat, is secretly an S-ranked monster. This is utter trash. I'm sorry if if you're watching it, if you like it. I got caught up on all 4 episodes and it's garbage. Like, there's a little something there, but it's literally just my life as Inoku-san's dog, but as a cat or behemoth, because the elf girl literally says, I think in episode 1 or 2, she wants the cat to grow up and mount her. Like, she wants to breed with the cat, and none of this is weird for anyone. Everyone just accepts that this is life. And it's like, it's almost like a harem anime, and the cat's the guy, and everybody wants to do the cat. It's very, very weird. It's not a good show. Like, not even the actions all that well done, and the character designs are lackluster. It's just not good. Which my friends on here is actually watching this, of course. Of course. Oh, and they can't just hold the cat normally. The cat has to be held on the boobs. On the booms. Like, I'm no prude or anything, but it's it's just silly. So yeah, I would personally, if you haven't watched it, avoid it. The whole little elf thing of coming to Japan or coming to the real world, meh. I don't think there was really anything else that I was all that. Oh, that's right. I forgot about, how could I forget about the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another worlds? How? This is peak for the season. I've got caught up on it. I love it. I love the seriousness that you get with it. Or seriousness. What am I fucking talking about? It's the freaking Red Ranger gets isekai'd to an adventurer's world, but it's so funny because I love the kind of the twist that the normal human coming to the adventuring world is like all mystified by the magic and stuff. This motherfucker just don't really care. He has weirder powers than magic, and he accepts the magic, but the people that do magic can accept, like, the tokusatsu power is too weird for them. The 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 rider kicks, the explode, like they even talk about the explosions in the background. I absolutely love this anime for the season. Like I thought it was going to be silly. It is silly, but it is such a fun watch. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. And supposedly the writer is the writer for Boon Boon Ranger from last year? Yeah, last year. The story is actually getting pretty good on it too. Yeah. Fun show. If you haven't checked that out yet, I highly suggest it. Promise of a Wizard, and again, more fantasy. I had to dip out of when Blue Exorcist came back last year. I really forgot Blue Exorcist is just more Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist is just a boring freaking anime. Ishura, I didn't really like the first season. Gracia, Phantom Trigger, Gracia, Girls with Guns. Let's see. Sanctuary for Young Girls has now been transformed into a sword special organization for research and development training school dedicated to fostering talent for national defense. I could actually get behind this. On cases to complex for the police and self-defense force repeatedly facing dangerous missions. This is the story of these young girls painted in blood and gunpowder. I can definitely get behind this. That sounds super fun. Let's see. Just action genre. Love the little music, but it's got to have a change. Change. Change to like something gory. Like, let's go heavy metal. Almost looks like a little bit of a licourse recall. Watanabe. Well, never changed, but I like the concept. Yeah. Wait, can you watch these episodes? Oh, if you pay for Crunchyroll, which I'm not doing because Crunchyroll is a rip. Let's see. Falling in love with you. Boys love anime. Momentary Lily. I haven't seen you. Want to escape Sororo utility. Huh. Slice of life sports. Oh, we got another golf anime. Bang Dream. Music. Nope. I skip those. Farmagia. That sounds like a game. Huh. The Banba Banban Vampire. Old Rito falls in love, an ancient vampire who craves 18-year-old virgin blood must protect the teen's virginity at all cost. Oh, this sounds freaking hilarious. See who's doing Gaina Studio. The hell? Oh, this actually, I I kind of like it. I like the concept. It seems funny. Let's see. Aquarian, United Up. Nope, don't do music. Those are some of the worst animes. I wanted Kinniku Man to be so much better than what it was. And that's actually it for the season. So yeah, I'm like Soul Leveling. If you watch season one, obviously looks good. Happy Marriage. If you watch season one, I really want to check out Zenshu, but the animation alone sells me on it. Let's see. Uh, Anime House. Uh, that I'm sold on. Avoid freaking Cat Girl. Kind of interested in Ubel Blatt. Ubel Blatt. Ice skating anime. I've actually seen a few things and heard people talk. It sounds pretty decent. Can't recommend this enough if you're a Toku fan. Grisaria, or I'm just gonna call it Phantom Trigger. That looks interesting. Bon Bon Vampire, definitely interested in. Yeah. So those are pretty much what I would say watch this season. Obviously, if you're into the other stuff, watch what you want to watch. That's just what I would recommend because there's so much anime that we get every season that it's just not really worth going through it all. Okay, so last thing I kind of wanted to talk about before I get out of here. So Chibi reviews, if you know him on the internet, you know him on the internet. not going into any of the other stuff. I just wanted to talk about this post because I kind of interacted with it yesterday. When I say kind of, I retweeted it. Which, by the way, you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Dasronin 66 at Shikabani Mats if you want to follow me at Twitter for all my random postings and stuff. So anyways, Chibi says if Bleach was gone, series that have been inspired by it would not exist. Examples are Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen. Removal of Bleach means fundamentally the industry would be extremely different right now. People always dogpile Bleach, but never stop to realize what it helped create. Also, the domino effect of removing any of those series would be catastrophic, because they all have had a huge part to play and shaped the landscape in eras we can't comprehend. So, very true in what he said, but at the same time, we do not know what the industry or the landscape would look at, because guess what? Bleach does exist. We could say that Bleach not existing would not, like, we couldn't, Bleach not existing, we could say that Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen would not exist. But you could really say that about anything. And that, I guess that's the thing about his statement that kind of rubs me the wrong way, is that you won't know. You can't know, because Bleach does exist. Like, I could say that because Bleach was also inspired by Yu Hakusho. To me, Yu Hakusho not existing means that a lot more anime doesn't exist than Bleach not existing. Like, I feel without Bleach, you still get Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen, just not in maybe the same form or fashion. Because, I mean, even in Jujutsu Kaisen, Itadori makes a joke about wanting to use his cursed energy to either do a spirit gun, a Rasengan, or a Bankai. I believe all those were thrown in there. Was JJK inspired by Bleach? I don't see the connection. Think about how the cursed spirits look and how closely they look to some of the more unique hollows that are out there. I can see it. I can see the whole kind of thought process behind it, but I mean, it's kind of like what we were saying earlier, is that the inspiration doesn't really mean the product or change the product, right? So I just, like, to me, I don't think so. Big three, for example, because he's talking about the big three of anime: Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. And I know a lot of people have said that, oh, well, if Kishimoto didn't create Naruto, then Hirokoshi would have never created My Hero Academia. To me, My Hero Academia takes way more inspiration from American comics, being X-Men and all that, more than it takes any real inspiration from animes. Now, honestly, I think Horikoshi did take the whole, like, what is it, the teams thing, or the kind of the whole world building stuff from Kishimoto in a sense. But yeah, it's like, I don't think, like, if Naruto, if Bleach, if One Piece doesn't exist, I don't think it changes anything in the anime industry. I think there are a few stories that maybe don't get written the way that they are, but I think they still exist, because my reasoning is that None of those three did anything for anime of any real merit in progression. What they did for anime was at a time where there was um no real popular animes, nothing uh kind of guiding the Shonen Jump magazine, that was there because they had lost, like, so Dragon Ball Z had ended, Slam Dunk had ended, um there was a lot of big properties at the time that they were done. So Shonen Jump was going into this kind of lull period to where they weren't selling a lot of magazines because of the popular show, or the popular ones that were there were now gone and no longer there. So it was losing revenue. And so what One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto did is it drew people back and actually expanded um the magazine. And I'm not saying that's bad, but that didn't do anything for manga, that didn't do anything for anime other than just draw more people in. But as a medium and as an art form, they're very milk toast in that they don't do anything interesting. And when I think of like really works that shape the landscape, I really only two names come to my head, and that's Go Nagai and Katsuhiro, and I swear Tezuko, the creator of Astro Boy, Dororo, um, and Nagai, who basically created a mech genre that didn't exist. Like before Nagai, no one was putting people inside of mechs or robots. Like the first instance of a person being inside of a robot was Mazinger Z, and Nagai did that. Without that, you don't get Gundam. And then in turn, you don't get a whole mecha genre. And then you look at what Nagai was doing with how serious of a story that Devilman was, and how kind of more adult oriented it was. Like he wasn't using anime as a medium for kids. He was using anime as a story for adults. Like he didn't just see kids as the consumers of those shows. And that's what I say when I say, like, when I really think about it, I go back to people like that actually changed the landscape of anime and manga. And those are two that always come to my head. I mean, I don't even think Toriyama, to an extent, changed a lot other than just kind of propelling Battle Shonen to a level that it's like, well, that's what we want. That's what like, because young boys like to see fighting. So that's what we get with Dragon Ball. But I mean, just take a look at Daima. Daima has very poor ratings, and I know people can say, "Oh, well, it's not. It's because there's not an English dub. Um, it's this, it's that." Like tons of reasonings for why, and I feel that's just a bunch of cope. When really, it's not a great show. Like Daima is fine if you like that part of it, but that's not what Dragon Ball was built off the back of. And yes, I know Dragon Ball, you had the entirety of the Red Ribbon saga and the searching for the Dragon Balls, and I get that, but really it was Z. And Z was just fight after fight after fight after fight. Very little of the exploration. It's not what people really got into Dragon Ball for. And again, I go back to Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, I look at Yu Yu Hakusho and at the animes and mangas at the time that it was coming out, and to me, Togashi was doing something very different than any other mangaka at the time, and he was putting some actual really strong story, character development, and world building within his battle shonen show. And it wasn't just a show for fighting. He was he was conveying an actual story, and that was something that I think shonen was missing. Like, as good as Dragon Ball was for, or Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was for the time, there really isn't any story there. And yes, I'm being hyperbolic when I say that, and I get that. But I and I'm not saying that Yu Yu Hakusho is a game changer manga, but I do see the inspirations that people do take from it, and I think the more anime and manga that take inspirations from that, or that change the landscape from it, those are ones that you really don't want to see the landscape of anime and manga without those influences in them. I really feel that you take Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach out of any equation, I really do not think that it affects the landscape to a degree that we don't have it to where it's at right now, which we have. I would call this the booming age of anime and manga. I don't read a lot of new manga, but a lot of anime is based off of manga. So uh the booming age of anime, because right now we have more anime that come out that have good story, good animation, and just so many varieties right now. And we're even getting back to kind of an old school variety that we've been missing for a little while. And it's very interesting to be a fan of these shows, or this anime as a genre, because there is something for everybody. Even though there's some stuff that I don't agree with within anime, and I know it's going to change the more popular that it gets, and I'm not exactly for the change, but I'm not resistant against it either. But it's getting very interesting to be a fan of this stuff right now, and I think it's just where it's going to be at. I mean, we have Hulu that gets, well, Hulu Disney that's buying more of it. We have Sony that is basically trying to take it over, and we have corporations behind the scenes buying anime distribution sites that I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. Like, not one for censorship. And granted, I did make a post about that, which was funny. This right here. So, and that's just kind of leading up in that I think this is stuff that we're going to see, in that there is going to be kind of more of a tone down of the use of nudity, or how to say, not exactly. There's going to be a tone down of the sexiness within anime. It's coming, it's going to happen, and I mean, I'm not willing to give up anime just because it doesn't have, you know, characters looking like this. Like, I'm not even sure of this character's age, but it's also not like horrible. Like, it's like, oh, they put her in leggings, okay, but they didn't really change the outfit. I mean, that's something that I think we're gonna have to live for, and I don't know. I don't have the energy to yell or fight about it anymore, realizing that there's literally nothing I can do about it. And yeah, you can say, "Oh, just don't purchase this." Well, I don't purchase a lot of stuff when it comes to anime and manga, but I do like it. The writing's been on the wall for a while. Sony, like I said, Sony buying basically every Western distribution and streaming site for anime and manga. I mean, they bought Right Stuff, they bought Funimation, they bought Crunchyroll. They have basically bought their way into the anime industry, or to be a leader in the anime industry, and whatever they decide to do, that is probably the way that anime will go moving forward. And I don't know if that's good. Like, I don't know the look of that just yet. So, but yeah, I am bad about getting off on tangents. But anyways, I do think that's about all that I had. Yeah. Well, guys, I guess that's about it for me. If y'all got anything else to say, or anything that y'all would like for me to look at or to talk about, or just want to shoot the shit for a minute, just hop in chat, let me know. I'll be here for where is it? I have another couple minutes, unless we get off onto something real good. But yeah, I anime right now is just anime and manga's in a really interesting place. I don't I don't see it as bad just yet, but I'm not I'm not 100% where it's going to be going. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of there's a lot of people out there that don't like it. Like they scream censorship with everything change, like every remake. Channing is buying Crunchyroll and wants to be a guest on guest on the channel. Dude, I would allow Channing Tatum on my channel. He can come on the channel any day of the week. Ah, screwed that up. There we go. Don't worry, you won't allow it. Dude, dude, you can't deny me my Channing. I need Channing. But yeah, like I'm curious where things are going. I just I don't have a clear picture just yet. Like you can tell with what things that like what Sony are doing, it's easy to get discouraged and have no hope for the future of uh anime and really anything that they own. But just because they own it doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. Um but we shall see. Like I lean more towards the negative with what they're going to do. But again, just because they own it doesn't mean it's going to be bad, because it doesn't mean that it's going to be ran by the same people that are screwing over their gaming division. Like the divisions are, you know, they're all broken up and whatnot. And what am I trying to say? It's you'll you'll get one division that does really poorly with properties, and then you'll get another division that, they have a different idea. Like, I'm really hoping that whoever is in charge of their anime is a fan of it and understands what people like about anime. Like, I know a guy that knows a bunch about tokusatsu and more or less about Power Rangers here in America, which is the like, if you don't know, like, Power Rangers is the American equivalent to Super Sentai over in Japan. And it's like, I was talking to him about this the other day, and just mentioning that, dude, I don't like, so they announced the new toy line for Power Rangers, and I was hoping to see something kind of interesting. And he said, dude, don't count on it. And I was like, what's up? And he's just like, well, his boss is, or ex-boss, or I can't really remember what he said, used to actually be over Power Rangers at Hasbro. And Hasbro doesn't put people in charge that are fans of the properties. So that's where we've been with Power Rangers over here, because the reason I brought this up to, like, well, it was because of the toys, but how I don't understand how we can't make Power Rangers profitable and successful over here when Japan's got a much longer history of it and it's still going strong. Like, it makes no freaking sense to me. And he's like, it's literally just because the people in charge are not fans of what they do. I'm just looking up game deals right now. Figured I'd at least give y'all something to watch while I was just kind of rambling, because I don't think I'm done just talking about that just yet. So yeah, it's like, would you just put someone in charge that actually gives a crap about what they're in charge of? And granted, I guess it's hard to put people. Oh, Dead Space remake for $15. Ah, man. I kind of want to buy that. Oh, but I told myself I wouldn't give EA any money because of the way they treated Dead Space and Viscarl. But those fucking dev diaries got me so good, like wanting this game, because it's like, oh, they changed the sound, they went way deeper with it, and kind of want it. See, though, we'll see. Plus, the ports of old Dead Space are crap. I can't even run it at 60 frames. Like, it's got to be like at 30, or it breaks the game. What's up, Sam? Nothing. I got done with what I wanted to talk about, and then I got off on a tangent about how Power Rangers is going downhill, and not to expect anything from the new relaunch of it, and the new, like, if they ever come out with a new series, that the people in charge of Power Rangers just don't like or know anything about Power Rangers, and how it's crazy to me, because, like, Japan literally has a huge history of tokusatsu or Super Sentai, and how they make it profitable. And I'm just looking at game deals on GG, or GG deals, because I do have a game stream set up for tomorrow, and I could finish DMC but I'm not sure if I want to maybe just switch because it has been a few weeks since I've streamed that. And in all honesty, I was kind of thinking about getting um the remake of Resident Evil 4. Although Shovel Knight would be fun. I actually had that on PS4. Oh, that game's so fun. So good. Loves me some Shovel Knight. What time tomorrow am I going to play? 10 o'clock. So, as so you know, I told you that any stream schedules would be set up, or I would let people know on the post on the pay on YouTube when I would be streaming. 10 o'clock is going to be my typical time when I'm home from work. Just because it's like a good time for me to wake up, get set up, and lets me get a few things done in that time. Um, so that'll be tomorrow. I'm home for 4 days, but I'm only doing streams for 2 because my family's through the week my family's busy, so they don't have the ability, or I say ability, we don't have time to spend time together. So I'm going to stream because I like streaming. Ooh, Metal Gear Rising might actually be fun. But yeah, like all the stream schedules I'll post about 24 hours in advance. Just so that way people know. If I'm home in time, I might even go ahead and get the stream set up for that day or for the next day. And I start around 1. Wish I could, man. I wish I could. Like I was saying, I've got it, like, starting that late in the day just really kind of ties me up to be able to do anything in the afternoon. So like 10, like 11 would be one of the would be some of the latest times that I could start. Ooh, Choo Choo Charles. That's supposed to be fun too. 13. What's up, man? Dude, for $5. Love games like this. I'll pick this up and play this. It's freaking sick. I don't think I've actually seen this trailer. No, I need to find something like I need to find something like really fun to play. Kingdom Hearts. No one wants to see Kingdom Hearts be played. Warhammer. Throne and Liberty? What is that? So where you load up? There it is. It's free. Play that. It's free on Steam too. That's pretty sick. Let's see. Do they have a trailer for it? Loading image. Come on. Quit being slow. Do they have a Trailer. Need to know. Although it's free, so and this is why. Give the base game for free and then just charge out the ass for DLC. Well, it's kind of cool though. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just sitting here looking at games. I'm a cheap freaking bastard too. That's why I play PC. Spend like tons of money on PC parts and spend time putting it together. And then it's just like, oh, okay. Just pay like $5 for all your games. Oh, it's an MMO? Like, wow. Okay. Darksiders Genesis. Actually, that game looks kind of fun. Been a long time since I played a Darksiders game too. Currently updating. I was gonna stream it this morning. Ended up playing BattleBite. Huh. Just a cheap bastard, man. I'm a lonely person who doesn't like to play with other people, and I'm cheap. I think you'll like the game. It's weapon based. Oh, that's pretty sick. Oh, now I like stuff like this. Dude, this looks like freaking Mega Man with Spider Man and shit like that. Okay. Like, I love my platformers. Plus, the music sounds pretty sweet. Hey, what I need to I need to finish playing. I need to finish playing not Skull Knight. Jesus, what's that stupid game with God, I can't remember its name. Played it before on stream. FMVs? Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. See you, Woke. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hollow Knight. There we go. Yes. Hollow Knight. I don't know why I couldn't freaking remember that. Did a Squid Game competition. Heck yeah, man. Oh no, no. This has got to be it. Mullet Mad Jack. This has got to be it. Freaking anime 80s inspired FPS. I mean, does this not just look sick? I think this is gonna be it. I've been wanting to play this too. 30 plus levels of He-Man hacking. Nice. Developers actually retweeted me when I was commenting about their game on Twitter. Chrono Cross. The heck? Bilatero. So I have Katana Zero. That's a fun game. Real fun game. Diablo. I'm on all platforms. Need to be on PC. Damn it. Yeah, there you go, man. E Rising. Actually, that looked kind of fun. Be streaming tonight? All right, man. Yeah, I'll stop by. Uh yeah. Yeah, I'm probably be on my phone watching, but yeah. I'll stop by and say hi and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Like I said, I've got a little bit of time to kill, and I literally I think I'm happy to be streaming, and I don't exactly want it to end. So I'm literally just looking at games. Cheap games. Cheap games for cheap bastards. Oh, actually, I want to play this Pacific Drive too. That looked fun. Gotta remember what it like. I know it's like a car. It's a zombie car game where you just drive and make your car better. Oh, it's gonna have to be between this or Mullet Mad Jack. Oh man. In Key Global, $12. Undertale. Actually, never played Undertale. Streets of Rage 4. Cool. They actually have the Neo collection. Haven't played that either. Then again, I never finish games like this. They're too hard for me. Hi-Fi Rush. I think I'm going to end it, guys. I have had a blast chatting. If you don't mind, hit that likes button on the way out, and I will